I'm in a pub in England, come back to where I'm from, and they've just opened after lockdown, and there's a one-way system and there's a screen at the bar, and the guy's very nervous. Haven't been in England for a while, and to come here and to see how stressed people are has really upset me, and the last thing I want to do is get annoyed with the owner of this place here, the Glass House in Gloucestershire. There's a lot of history here for my family, and I just feel for people. I feel for the owner. The business has been shut for this long, and I really feel for him trying to work within the social distancing rules that I just don't think a lot of people really understand. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people. They've been looking at the university professors and the medical doctors and wondering what on earth's going on. So really sad to see this stress. And the thing is, it's not fun going out for a drink. It just doesn't feel fun. Doesn't feel enjoyable. It takes the joy out of it. After that long period of lockdown, we want to come out and enjoy ourselves, and that's the worst thing. Takes the fun away.
I rang the doctors here earlier and just said I want to see the doctor, and I got the response, we're not there's no doctor's appointments at the minute. Yeah, you can't see one. You've got to go to your pharmacy first, and even then, if you can't get help from the pharmacy, the best you're going to get is a telephone appointment. But even then, they're being sparing with that as well. So, for how much longer are we going to put up with this bullshit? I mean, at what point are we going to get on with our lives and stop allowing this bullshit virus to control us? Because the way I see it, many more people are going to be killed by other things other than this virus, and the way it's going, there's going to be more and more suicides and people topping themselves because they just can't face this bullshit COVID world anymore. How many people are dying from cancer and other things, tumours, and not getting the treatment that they need, or going to urgently go to see a doctor when it needs to be caught in time, and they're not being seen, they're not being treated for things that are probably urgent, more urgent than some stupid virus, which has less than a 1% death rate. When are we going to wake up? I mean, every aspect, it's all about control, this. Well, being told what to wear. I went to a bike shop, Peddlers in Redcar earlier, and there was a big sign on the door. I was with my daughter at the time, coming back from Jump 360. There was a big sign on the door saying, please do not enter this shop unless you've got a mask on. And the guy was stood there, I was looking at the sign, and I shook my head and just walked away. And he just watched me walking away, he didn't say anything, but that is total, it's just fascism, being told what to wear. This is why I'm against these masks. It's because it's about control. It's not about stopping a virus, it's about control. How far can they push it? When you replace masks with vaccines and God knows what. For how much longer are we going to accept this shit? It is fashion. We fought against this in 1939. Well, why are we accepting this bollocks, being told what to wear, what to do, stand in the queue, follow arrows on the fucking floor? When are we going to wake up and start standing up against this, man? I had a good chat with my daughter on the way back in the car, and I've told her, never allow people to tell you what to wear. Think freely and have a mind of your own. Don't allow people to dictate what you can and cannot do. You know, I'm not one for putting people at risk. I would listen to advice, but at the end of the day, it's all from one side. There's a whole host of doctors out there coming forward and disputing the claims put forward from people like Bill Gates, who's not even a medical doctor, by the way. And then these people are being silenced and censored by big tech. It's just not on. It's just not on. When are people going to realise and wake up to what is actually going on? How much longer are we going to put up with shit? They're on about now this lasting until next summer. I mean, at what point are we going to kill every single business going? There'll be no jobs left or nothing. There won't be anything worth living for. And at what point? I mean, I dread to think what the suicide rates are going to be for 2020. Because the way it's going, so many more people are going to die from topping themselves to escape. You just couldn't make this shit up. I cannot make it on people falling for it, hook, line and sinker. Do some research, people. Look into what the claims that are being made. Look at how many people have been censored? Move over to an alternative like Parley, which is very good, by the way, and do, learn the facts and then come back, and don't just listen and fall for bullshit media. They are the virus, the real virus. If we could turn them off, we'd all be doing a lot better, to be honest. I just want to have this wrong because it's just driving me mad. I actually phoned the bike shop. After I walked away, I phoned him up. He didn't answer initially, but then he rang me back. And I said to him, mate, you're going to lose a ton of money. I was going to spend quite a bit of money in your bike shop. I'm not now, because I'm not being dictated to and told what to do and what to wear. It's fascism. And he said, blame Boris Johnson for that. I said, it's not to do with Boris Johnson. The police have already said this law is unenforceable. You shouldn't be telling, it's against the law for shops to be telling people what to wear. You cannot do it. You just can't do it. There's no law to enforce that. It's not law. You cannot do it. It's illegal. So I hope he's changed his mind now. Hopefully, he said, "Well, I don't know what to do. Do we leave it up, or do we take it down, or what?" I said, "You don't need, mate. You don't need to have a thing on the door saying people can't come in without a mask on." I said, "You know what? I'll just walk away. I'll order online now in future, and there's loads of people like me, and it's on principle, So I won't be told what to do." What to wear, so I will order online. So a lot of these businesses will fold. So it's just a total mess. I don't know where it's all going to end up. It's going to go on for a long time, this. But we need to start standing up against it, start speaking some truth, and stop being told what to think and what to do. I hope people can start realising that we're being lied to massively. Start thinking for yourself. Do some research, people. Come on.
My name's Danny Benson. I'm 49 years old. I am currently unemployed due to the COVID-19. My previous employer had to restructure due to the COVID pandemic, and as a result, I find myself unemployed, which is not a problem really. It's a minor inconvenience. I don't believe a word the government say. It is utterly moronic. The statistics, if you research them, say that the COVID pandemic has a survival rate of 99.7%. But that statistic varies. Choose your statistic. The segregation of 2 meters. The ridiculous wearing of masks. The second wave and all this nonsense. I don't believe a word of it. And there's something going on. Is it sinister? They're trying it. This is a worldwide thing, so it's not just localized to our own countries. But the fact that people are being forced into a state of fear in their subconscious will have a profound effect on humanity. It will make them more controllable because they're operating in the limbic system. Cortisol is released into the bloodstream, and that shuts down neurotransmitters in parts of the brain like the neocortex, which is responsible for logic and reason. And the more people that follow this utter nonsense without even just trying to think about things logically and rationally, they'll just get washed along. And I liken it to the I'm not religious, but it's the wide path to destruction, and I'll have nothing to do with it.
Hello everyone, my name's Liam. I'm from Poole, and at the moment I'd say my full-time job is studying this pandemic. It's taken me a lot of courage to create this video. I was very nervous about doing it, and I think what's really made me take this video right now is just because I've been so furious about how I've been treated today trying to get a train because I didn't have a mask and I would only put a t-shirt around my face. What I really want to say to people is when are you going to get angry about this? Are you going to get angry about it when you can't see your kids when they're in hospital, when they're dying? Are you going to get angry about it when your loved ones have passed away and you can't go to a funeral? Or are you going to get angry about it when you've lost your business or your job and you can't get another job? You know, how much is it going to take for everyone to start standing up for the world? And I just want to give everyone some encouragement to start speaking their truth. You need to get on Anna's channel, which I'm greatly inspired by, and I'm really grateful to the people that have already been on there and spoken their truths. I'm quite an emotional person, and nearly the last 10 people that I've watched on Anna's channel have made me cry. Not because I'm weak, but because I suppose I'm in touch with my emotions, and that tells me that if I'm crying about these videos, then going on there and telling everyone that I think the pandemic is false and they're trying to damage the economy, they're trying to change our world, we really need to do something about it, and we really need to stand up for ourselves. And that doesn't just mean going out into the streets and protesting, because that's probably what they want us to do. We really need to come up with some plans. One of my ideas is for everyone to start getting in touch with as many nurses or ICU nurses as possible, or even police officers, and get people that are on our side so that we can start creating a plan to stop the lockdowns, stop people wearing masks, and save our economy and save our future. It's really important. So thanks for listening.
Hello, my name's Stephen, 53, from Stockport. So many things that we could talk about. I'll narrow it down. Public Health England already had hundreds of millions of pounds spent on them. Come the virus, they get tons more. And so, only after being rumbled by Professor Carl Hennigan a couple of weeks ago, and their daily death stats suspended, shows what a complete fiction a lot of their stuff is. And speaking of people like Professor Hennigan, there's Sunetra Gupta, Michael Levitt. I really could name 10, 20 others who've been far more on the money from months ago than the UK scientists have been. I think, apart from some possible really unpleasant motives going on, it's also part of basic humility, that if you get something wildly out and you keep on getting it wildly out, every person, particularly a scientist, should recalibrate, admit mistakes, find out why they went wrong, and learn from people who've got it right. I don't see any of that. None whatsoever. Michael Levitt tried to get hold of Neil Ferguson for weeks. Michael Levitt started his analysis in early February. He was rebuffed each time. Other people, Cressida Dick, the Met, the chief officer of the Met, going on a public radio to get half the population to shame the other half. She can't even police her own city properly and tells people to do that. It is beyond forgivable. There's a lot of dead, poisonous wood in our institutions. We need to get rid of it. They're taking us for fools. But some people will go along with it. I can understand it. But there's an awful lot of people who are really, really not happy. It's crushing the nice people I know. You know, half the people I come across, they're sleep-direct. Not surprising. My grandfather on my mum's side, he survived Dunkirk, just. mentally shot afterwards, didn't fight again. My grandfather on my dad's side became a very good Spitfire pilot, and then served his country for another 30 years plus. The women in the family as well were titans. They did not live what they went through for this. This is shocking beyond words. And Johnson, Hancock, Cressida Dick, good many others. You are a disgrace to me, my family, and my country. Never, never again someone like you, ever.
My name's Ian Wilson, I'm 54 and I'm from Bournemouth originally, but I now live here, as you can see, on a narrowboat because I've been watching this dictatorship unfold, or this totalitarian tiptoe, as David Icke calls it. And I think I bought this narrowboat about a year ago because I thought to myself, our freedoms are quickly going, and I've got to get out there. I've got to be mobile. I need to be able to move around, because I think the cities and towns are not going to be a nice place to live. This is last March I thought this. So I gave up work. I got a divorce from my wife because I couldn't handle it. She'd get up in the morning, she'd watch the news every day, she'd follow it. I tried to explain to her that the news is completely and utterly bad for your mind and body. She ended up getting cancer, to be honest, and I helped her through the cancer. And then she still put the news on and watched all the negative stuff, and I thought, I can't live with this. I had to get out. So I bought this narrowboat. Luckily I'd saved up over the years, because it's been an idea in my head for a long time. I was able to buy this and just get away and get my head together. So I haven't been working, I've not been I've just been bumming around the UK trying to get my head around what's going off. And then I was stuck in Oxford for 6 months because the Thames was flooded. And in that time, the coronavirus broke out at the end of this time I was stuck there, and I flew back in from Berlin. I went to see my son in Berlin, and I flew back in, and I thought to myself, and the virus broke out while I was in Berlin, and I flew back in, and I thought, if this virus is so serious, why is nobody wearing masks? Why are we being allowed to walk through the airports without any masks, without anything? We got through the airport, no one was bothered. And I thought, this is absolutely insane, something is going off here. So I got back into the UK, and while stuck in Oxford, I cycled down to Oxford. Hospital, and there's just nobody about. It's completely, utterly empty. This was in the height of hospital's supposed to be jammed full of people. And I cycled down to Oxford and the hospital there, and no one was about. And I filmed it, and I rode around the grounds, and I couldn't see anybody, to be honest. And I just think this whole thing is an absolute and utter scam. So that's just a quick message from me, and Anna, your work is absolutely amazing, and I love to follow your show. So thanks ever so much for your work, and God bless you and all the people that's involved in this. This movement of waking up. Perhaps it's a good thing. This virus. Perhaps the virus is a virus of the mind. Waking the mind up. Perhaps it's a good thing. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Right, Anna Brees. I'm 60 years of age. I've been thinking about this mask thing, and I'm well woke up. I'm well and truly woke up. I've studied a lot of stuff, and I found out a lot of stuff that governments are doing to us, and Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. People only need to look at it or watch UK Column if they want to. They want to do that. But I thought I'd do this short video because I've not been shopping since this mask thing, so I haven't had any experience of it. But my missus has had first-hand experience of it. And the first shop she went into was a Waitrose near us, and she had to wear a mask. They asked her to wear a mask. I shouldn't wear a mask because I have breathing difficulties. And I tried to get in touch with a doctor to get me a letter to stop from wearing the mask. I couldn't get a letter because they told me that I didn't need a letter, that my word should be enough. But I said to them a few times that I don't think they would believe my word. Anyway, I haven't been in the shop since. Jackie does all the shopping because she chooses to. She likes to go to the shops. Jackie went into Sainsbury's yesterday and she wasn't even accosted by anybody. She wasn't. She walked all through Sainsbury's, and knowing her, she probably walked the whole lot of Sainsbury's. She likes shopping. I don't know why she likes shopping, but she likes shopping. And nobody said anything to her. Nobody even said boo to her or anything. And my mother-in-law went shopping the other day in Morrison's. And she walked through the shop and nobody gave her any grief. And then this lady said to her, she can't wear a mask because she has problems with, well, a few problems anyway, but she can't wear a mask anyway. So she went in and this lady said to her, why are you not wearing a mask? She went, F off. I know, I didn't want to say the word, but, you know, that's basically what she said. And the lady was so shocked because this old lady said to her, F off, that she didn't say another word. Anyway, it's just a quick film to let you know how the situation is. I am very scared of this. Don't get me wrong. I am not the type of person to confront people or to, if I lose it, I lose it. So for me to go shopping would be bad because if they started on me, I would lose it and I would probably get a whole load of people gathering around me. But I haven't been shopping and I don't really know what's occurring at the moment. I've seen a few of your videos. I've shared a few of your videos as well. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this on film, but I'm saying it anyway. And they can take me to court or do what they like because I don't believe they can enforce anything anyway. So, all right. Thanks. I'll speak to you later.
Good morning, Anna. Really appreciate the things that you do. And this is to answer your request. I'm reading because I've had to make bullet points. Okay, sorry about this. Yes, I untrust without a shadow of a doubt the government. I think they are being led. I think they're being led by somebody much higher. And they have no common sense. This country seems to be worse than some of the others. They've done things so out of order. This is the lack of common sense bit. If they had to run a home like a housewife, God alone knows what it would look like. They're full of lies, and we know that for certainty. The figures are so hyped. This has been like a very bad cold, perhaps flu,
but they're nothing, not even remotely close to the flu figures that kill year on year. And I remember specifically 1718, the 57,000 that died from the flu, they were miles ahead of the figures that are coming out now. This is being created for fear. No, terror. We are being turned into confused, terrified people without a shadow of a doubt. Because of the lies and the utter confusion and the downright fear, the propaganda has now infiltrated people's minds over a 5-month period, which will be extremely hard to now undo. We follow a couple of people who tell the truth. We know the doctors and the nurses are blowing whistles on the amount of terribly wrong things that are being stated by the untrustworthy government. And I fear for where we're going next. And I particularly have grandchildren, great-grandchildren. I lost my mother last year, and I don't think I'll ever reach the age she reached, because we are being driven into something frightful, and it's much deeper and much darker, and you cannot tell people, because the propaganda of that TV up in everybody's corner of their sitting rooms or wherever has indoctrinated the propaganda so deeply, we will never get people to change their minds. I'm terrified.